Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
Eta, welcome to another episode of Wow, What a Week. Why am I wearing my Pele Pele vinyl top from when I was a presenter on Studio Mix on SABC1? I got this top the same year that I met the dude I'm about to have a chat with. Met this dude 90, 97, 98. There was a shop in Cresta, I think it was Hydraulics, that used to sponsor me on Studio Mix. And they saved this top for me, Pele Pele vinyl top, because they knew that I was a DJ, of course. And that's the same year that I met the next gent on Wow, What a Week. What a legend.
This is Wow! What a week. What a week. Celebrity guest.
Guys, I think it'll be an understatement if I said to you, I'm excited right now. And we are intentionally doing this series because there are a lot of game changers, a lot of needle shifters that have laid the foundation for what this industry is currently. But a lot of people might not even know that story. A lot of people might not even know that impact because life happens, time moves, but because we're bad at documenting, especially legendary people, needle shifters, game changers, disruptors, if you will, we're going to fix that. Please welcome DJ Dr. Mbuso Tulwana. What's up, dog?
I'm right, sir.
Are you good?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Are those the
It's
crack?
the 10 crack commandments. Iggy Smalls, man. I'm honored and blessed
Yes,
to
sir.
be on this chair.
Yeah.
I would have loved that Moose chair, but yeah.
No, we can arrange that. It's not too late. Please just pull the mic closer to you. There we go.
Yeah.
You've got a notepad. Like, what are you doing with a diary? I mean, I know you're a guy, a DJ from the 90s, but we don't carry diaries anymore.
Yeah, I'm old school, bro.
Yeah.
That's how everything started, man.
So what's in there? Like, what do you write in there?
It's my love for you.
Yeah.
And the love for just living.
Yeah.
Ideas, mind, I'm constantly thinking, so I just, we're getting older.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's always been, with technology, one has to write stuff down.
Yes, sir.
It's memorable. I mean, like, we're going to talk a lot about a lot of things, but it all starts with writing or reading.
Welcome to Wow, What a Week. Tell us about your week. What's your week been looking like? What have you been up to?
Actually revamping the new studio.
Okay.
Doing gardening.
So studio at the house still?
Yeah, the house
Okay.
still, yeah.
Okay.
Revamping, going hardcore, back at it.
Do you ever feel under pressure to keep up with technology? Like whether it's new plugins, new software, redoing the rack. Do you even have a rack anymore? Because, minimal is the way to go for many, but a lot of old school guys still want a 1,000 channel mixer, for instance, or desk.
Nah, I moved on. I mean, you had Harrison here the other day, so we busy shifting.
Yeah.
But in terms of software, no, I'm still going to use 2 machines. One still going with the plugs.
Yes.
Like the racks are there for the look.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For the look. But in terms of moving up with stuff, what I'm learning right now is something called an extractor. Where you can redo, especially because we've been producing for long, we've lost parts along the way.
Yes.
So to be able to manipulate like a record, like if I wanted to redo a Brenda, so I can just extract the vocal.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Even for DJing.
Yes.
Actually, so
Yes.
you can find an acapella.
You can
or
create
bass
tools.
line
You can create tools.
Exactly,
Yes.
yeah, basically. So recreating from that level, I think that's where I'm moving the production we're doing.
Looking back at your production years, what's the one song you failed to maybe do a bootleg of or to remix simply because you couldn't get the a cappella?
It's been quite a few. That's very challenging. But there's been quite a few.
Yeah.
Hey man, but we struggled. I mean, dude, working with Gerard, I work, with professionals, so we made it happen.
You made it work.
Made it work. It was hard as Mjari, Kenya Juang, Sontuan. Yeah, but we made it work, but it was tough.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like I mean, like I remember, but we made it work. Like see, that's a challenge.
Yes.
Like it's like the new generation, they make it work.
That's why it's called a bootleg.
Bootleg,
because we went through all we needed to go through to make it happen.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the hard way. Yeah.
Tell us about your childhood, my dog. Where were you born or were you raised?
Mbuso Tulwana.
Yeah.
Born Orlando West, Paraguanas. Vava Tulwana. Mami. Daddy Sipo. Yeah. Grandmother. Like a typical household.
Yeah.
I'm the only child, so.
Were you the only child?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got to, like, when I say brother, like, he's the only child too, so like a little spoiled little pets.
Okay, I get you.
We're very tight,
Yeah.
you know, like very small family. Yeah.
What's your fondest music memory of growing up in your household?
Them singing gospel music.
There
was no radio at home, bro.
There was no radio?
Nope. Gospel music, brother. Like when it plays gospel music from my mom's side.
Okay.
Yeah, like all it is, gospel, like anything, radio, you know.
What's the one song that still plays in your head that mom used to sing along to?
Roberta Flack.
Yeah. Oh, that's not gospel anymore.
Yeah, like no, I'm saying when there was radio, like they started from that Roberta Flack era, Donny Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we listened to.
The legends.
Yeah, and they all sing, all my aunts and everybody, like, Toto, I was like, okay, ubethala note,
we have a voice note here.
Good morning, djfresh.
Okay, so why is the voice note not playing? Let's actually fix this first. You see, the beauty of technology and podcasting is if it doesn't work, you fix it on the fly. It's like making a bootleg with a song that doesn't have separates or stems. We make it work. So that's what we do here.
To listeners, this is Mbuso's mother. Mbuso did well at school as a child, you know, and he was like very giving and a respectful child, very soft-spoken. You know, loves his family and loves his kids. You know, when he started this industry, our home was turned into a studio, and there would be a lot of kids here to learn what he was doing. And I must say that he abused me. He would give me a long list of vinyls to buy whenever I went overseas. Yeah, he's got this heartily laugh. You know, he loves to see people happy. I remember when he finished tertiary, and when he was supposed to go for intern, he said to me, he is not born to be an employee, he's going to be an employer. And then I thought I have to support him to make what he wants to be and stop choosing careers for our kids. But he's this loving person, loves his music. And thank you.
A lot of black kids on the continent who were DJing in the 90s cannot look back and say, Mom supported me the way your mother supported you. Tell us about the importance of her getting behind you, her even getting you vinyls overseas whenever she traveled.
Yeah, I think the journey started, I think when we were kids, you see, like when I look back, you know, like when I look back at Hill Bro, like them buying fashion.
Yes.
She'd go to, you know, mothers go clothing. So me, I went underground, go look and listen. That's how
on Pretoria Street.
Every vinyl store, like, mommy, I'm like, you can take your time.
Yes.
And as soon as I found a vinyl store, I was like, take your time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I think the love grew from there, actually, like especially for dance music.
Yes.
Because you listen to records like in its entirety. There was no dance section, so look and listen would be a shop filled with lots of records.
Yeah.
But to find the niche, like, you know, dance. So you go underground. Where will you find me?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, and the passion magazines, you know, like CNA, looking at magazines, and from hip hop, there was the Source.
There was the Source, there was Word Up Magazine, there was Right On. Yeah.
Yes, I mean that was dance magazines. I think they started in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that love. I mean, when you speak about what my mom said, and I look at Monday, I remember Monday, we used to meet at the shops, DJ Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we'd be those kids actually growing up.
So you knew Mondo already from back then?
From
Yes.
back then, actually, from back then, like we wanted to be this thing. So like, I've got this record, I've got that record.
Do you remember how you met Monde, as in the day you guys met, and how that relationship started?
Yeah, it was along those times we were in. He tells me his mom does this. I'm like, my mom does it. I mean, my mom too. Like mommy's boys. Like, and I remember my friends Kulisa, Stay. So we had this whole bond of kids, a vinyl clique
Yes.
gang,
Yes.
like back then. Like, guys from the East End, the West End. I mean, before this whole popularity thing, Chulani, we all met before House Africa.
Yes.
Like before, like underground, like mommy's kids, going to Kini Center.
Sure.
Like you wearing your sneakers and you've got a little vinyl bag.
Sure.
Like
that's your accessory.
Yeah, that's your accessory. Like, and you got a vinyl bag. Something mulas. Yeah.
Yo, you just reminded me of something. Mullahs. Yo. I was 15, Mbuso. And opposite my place was a kid who was a bodybuilder. He was huge. Ruben was huge. And I'd ask Ruben, my man, what did you take? Because now I want to look like you. And he told me, no, I get supplements from Mid-City Gym. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, where's Mid-City Gym? He's like, I know it's in Johannesburg. And I remember going to the Yellow Pages to look for Mid-City Gym. Like, I think it was the director of Yellow Pages. Look for Mid-City Gym. I was like, because downtown Johannesburg, opposite Brie. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, and then there was a club we used to go to for like a teen session on Saturdays. And these guys told me that they buy their records from Mullahs on Small Street.
Yeah.
So one school holiday, I got into a taxi. I'm 15, my guy. Got into a taxi.
VW.
From Bots.
Yeah.
Got into a taxi, dropped me off I think at the time they stopped at Brie. Mid-City Gym was opposite Brie.
Yeah, I remember that sign.
Yes. There was a massive Mid-City Gym. Yes, with a guy there. So I remember asking, so where's Small Street? And then I literally walked all the way to Small Street,
50.
got to Mullah's, and I bought Karen White Secret Rendezvous. I think it was $90 or $100. This is 1988. Mullah was selling vinyls for $100.
Yeah.
And it said Maxi Import. Like that's like a big thing. That import, Papa, you must pay that amount. So I literally bought one vinyl. Then I went to Mid-City Gym and I asked them for supplements. I only realized later that this guy was on steroids. There was nothing from Mid-City Gym that made him look like that. So I left with protein powder, the Joe Wider protein powder. There's some animal stack. It was like a bunch of pills and one vinyl. That was the first time I went to Mullah's.
Yeah. It won't stop. It won't stop.
The Zanzibar remix, Papa.
Yeah.
So, obviously, like your mom is saying, that you did well at school, generally. Yeah. Tell us about Pace High School.
Yeah, man. That was a school for nerds.
Yeah.
Like nerds.
Okay, so Pace High School was basically for kids who were gifted.
Yeah. It was like, a private school.
Or it was a high performance school.
And a private school in the hood, yeah. But for I think Mr. Kambula, he was the chancellor then. He was one of the greatest people.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I met a lot of people at Pace. You learn to be excellent, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody that went to Pace.
You have to keep up. Yes.
Yeah, basically. And my older brother, man, Tsepo, I dig you, bro. Shabarangs.
Yeah.
So Yeah, being smart and having a brother like him.
Yeah.
He went to, I think, Sagewood then. He'd make me look cool, bro.
Yeah.
I was the coolest kid because I've got a wavy brown like this.
Also,
Yeah,
wavy brown.
and like next week, yes, like race.
Once in a while, you add a line.
Yeah, you know, and being smart. To be honest, like no, I was smart. Like one of the like probably, if not number one, number two, number three. Like never below that.
Sure. Why did you go to Valtech?
Because of this music thing.
Yeah.
I think when I got to standard 8, my marks started dropping. I started loving Mula's records. You know,
Sure.
the school became challenging. So I remember.
So school wasn't challenging. You were just not focused.
Yeah, I was not. And my cash,
Yeah.
the RIP Zaza.
Sure.
I remember doing my Champlan. So it was like we were doing my jackknife.
Sure.
You know. So I went to Valtech because I got 50, I think. Verse needed 55. I got 53, bro.
Yeah.
Money came to the rescue. I did not know where the VAW was. She says, go try. You're going to go back to metric?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 17 years old. I finished school in a year early. So.
Yeah.
And my cash and everybody, jackknife is popular and I want to make this music thing.
Sure.
Mommy said, you have to go to VAW. Like, VAW, where is that? Yeah. But yeah, it sparked the whole...
I was going to say, how do you say your being at Valtech shaped what became the man you are now? And maybe even shaped the party scene in the VAW.
In the VAW, yeah. I think, like I was explaining now, because I'm coming from Joburg. You know?
Yeah.
All my friends are popular. You know, there's my Champlan starting, and there's Jackknife. You know, this whole revolution,
Sure.
this whole DJing thing is starting. So I moved to the VAW, small space, I'm thinking, oh my God, what's happening here?
Yeah.
But it pushed me to a space of love, of understanding.
Yes.
Even like I'm a Zulu guy from Jozi. I had to learn Sesotho. Today Jozi is and you have to go like this. Yes. Yeah, you know. So moving back, it was. Actually, it shaped everything that I'm about, like who Mbuso is.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to learn because varsity, you have to learn different people, different cultures. And,
Yes, sir.
And not, like everything that's MB comes from the VAW, like in the adult MB.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd say the foundation of who you are right now is thanks to the VAW.
Yeah. Shakville, smoking, everything. Everything is Valley.
So I remember I'd often hear about some kid called Kanyani. I'd always hear about Kanyani or his mixtape. His mixtape would somehow make its way across the border.
Yeah.
But I'd later find out that there was a rivalry between you and Kanyani when it comes to mixtapes. So let's actually hear from Kanyani first quickly.
Hi everyone, this is Kanyani Chabalala. I've known Mbuso, Nomen for over 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken.
I'd say 3 decades almost.
Mbuso has always been innovative, always full of ideas, and always thinking ahead. But besides him being a good DJ and a musician, there's this other side of him that most of us don't know,
or snow bunnies,
which I admire a lot. His generosity, his willingness to always help or assist where he can. In 2001, when I lost my only sibling, my late brother, Moses, Mbuso is the one that requested Amachita in the industry to assist with donations towards the funeral. I will always respect him for that. That will always stay in my heart. If I were to talk about more of our experiences, it will take me a day or two. That's all I can say for now. Thanks. Isona.
Thank you, Master G. How did you meet Kanyani? And please tell us about your mixtape rivalry.
Oh man, like I'm trembling now. I'm trembling. You know, when we speak back about pace, the only thing I actually dug, you know,
Yeah.
like when you say it won't stop,
Yes.
it won't stop. So in high school, Sandy took me to Kanyani's house.
Sure. Which Sunday?
He's we call him Dav, a friend of mine from high school days.
Okay.
Just because pace started like Standard 6.
Yes.
Yeah. So he took me to Kanyani's house, bro. I fell in love with music. He's my mentor.
Because Kanyani was doing it already.
Yeah, he
at
was
that
doing.
stage.
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody was doing it, but he was like, man, he had the biggest. Yeah, everything. Like, he's like the foundation.
Yes.
Like, he speaks about his brother. Like, I was this kid, and I was slender. Like, I put a blazer, and people are playing because I know it from Hillbro from the shops, but I'm intrigued. I saw them doing mixtapes. Hey man, Freddie, I call him Kanyana, I call him Freddie Shabalala. Ngiyabonga kakhulu Grootman. Like the biggest PM Don, everything about that flip side of a record.
Yes.
I learned from Kanyana.
The B side.
The B side. So selling mixtapes because we had to buy tapes from Kanyani.
Yeah.
But like I remember I said, me and Monday and everybody else were doing all these things.
Yeah.
So there'd be moments where Kanyani would not have a certain version of a record. So he makes mixtapes, Gavun 1, Gavun 2, what. So we make our own mixtapes.
On the side.
On the side and flip. and flip and put, but like now we don't have a turntable. So you have to take mini tape decks and go like this. So the sequences are the same. And he found out, oh my God.
What happened?
I'm not selling you tapes anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, being naughty as me, like, I'm charming him, like, dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. Nearly Ruby. Nearly Ruby. We keep switching and we've got multiple, like, you know, double tape deck.
Yes.
And nearly A1. So, hey, man, it was just mix mash of something.
Absolutely.
Like, so mixing before the mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what I miss also is how even if you couldn't mix, you would make sure that the tape you're making still makes sense. It's almost like you knew what it's meant to sound like before you even knew how to mix. And that's what I found amazing. That when I started mixing, I was like, I've been doing this, but not like this. But I've been doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's what it is. It's the sequence.
It's the sequence
of records. So speaking about Kanyani, like the sequence, you know, that journey, like he wouldn't just put out a mixtape.
Yes.
The songs had to match for him to put out a tape.
It had to make
like
sense.
you said, like it had to make sense. Like, no, I'm not putting out a series of, which is a compilation, early days compilation.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of rivalries, there's another rivalry that happened, and that was House Africa versus Sugar Tracks, and eventually House Africa versus Soul Candy. Let's hear from Vinny Da Vinci quickly.
Yo, Fresh, what it do, brother? It's Vinny Da Vinci. That gentleman you are hanging out with today, my man DJ Mbuso, I call him Dr. B. He's a real G in my eyes. I met him in the late 90s, around 97, 98. I was working at House Africa Records at the time, Orange Grove. Then I think around the same time or a bit later, I heard of another vinyl store opening in Rosebank, Sugar Tracks. And that Mbuso was working there. Normally, DJs would come to us and then go to Sugar Tracks for their vinyl purchases. And in no time, there was some kind of rivalry created by the DJs. House Africa versus Sugar Tracks. I think on a personal level, Mbuso and I embraced that rivalry because it was good for the business. And then we started the compilation business, I think in 1998, and we released your compilation, my man DJ Fresh House Flavor Volume 1. That created more competition between both stables, a healthy one, I must say, Mbuso and his crew, like DJ Claude, DJ China, would always come to our club in Pretoria, Carnalita, on Fridays, and then they would invite me to the hangouts in Soweto on Saturdays and Sundays. We got along in the midst of all of that, the rivalry, the competition. We all were friends. I would keep them vinyls at South Africa. They would do the same at Sugar Tracks. Sugar Tracks, which later became Soul Candy, had a different sound to us, and that was a key factor. My man DJ Mbuso, shout out to you. You are one of the game changers when it comes to music in SA. I love you, my man. See you soon.
Going into business, how did that start?
Hey man, we could talk for days. Vincenzo. Oh man, what a dude. What a dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're a dude, like you're a dude, but he's the dude.
No, he's the dude.
Yeah, he's the dude.
He was the dude to me when I was 18, 19. And I used to listen to him DJing in Hillbrow at High Point.
Yeah.
So I was the kid that would come and stand and watch him. And then
Adala hip hop.
yeah, he'd play hip hop. I think there were 3 or 4 Kwaito songs at the time that were huge. And then I'd ask him to play Maradona. Remember, I'm going out of my head. You know, whenever that dropped, that entire place would lose it. There was a little platform.
Kwedka or
Edgar, man. What was that place called? Not the Joint, man. Was it Arena? Club Arena?
Arena, yeah, downstairs.
Yes, downstairs.
Downstairs.
There was a little platform there. I remember it was
A little platform, a little
with a little DJ on top. And I remember it was the winter of 94. And Vinny drops Maradona going out of my head. That place jumped so hard that platform broke because of that one record. And Vinny has always had that thing of playing that one record. You're not going to forget how it made you feel, or you're never going to forget how it moved that crowd. That's been Vinny for me from the first time I heard him DJ when I was 18.
Yeah, like we share like
Yeah.
bro. Yo, Vincenzo, already was so to like it. So what's that? I'm from Jonesy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you wanna go back here? You wanna be a DJ?
Yeah.
Does this thing make money? This thing gonna make money? Yeah, man. Like, what a dude. Like, my biggest, like, he spoke.
Yeah.
My biggest break was through Vinny. Actually, I was playing somewhere. Remember Tables Club in Hillbrow?
The King,
Upstairs.
not the Joint.
No, not the joint. The joint was like a Tables Club was.
On a Gabon,
Yeah.
where Iggy Smalls was a resident.
Yes.
Yes.
So one time, so I get there, buying records from South Africa. Vinny says to me, dude, can you mix? Because he's sitting at the shop all the time. He says, can you mix? I'm like, yes, I can. Dude goes to the toilet. He leaves me with 2 records. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
But because, like you say, we'd been following him for years, so he hasn't paid this one. I know which one he played.
Do you know that's how I met Oskido? I tell that story all the time. And in Mina, he eyed while I was learning how to mix when Oskido went to the loo and said, mix the next song. That's how I met Oskido.
And he sat in the loo and he kept mixing. So then he brings the Heineken. Like, thank you.
So Vinny goes to the bathroom and he leaves you there to... Do you remember the record you played?
Man, I actually don't remember. Because he cued it for me.
Oh, yes.
Then I just got excited. This dude is not coming back. 2 hours later, he comes back with a Heineken.
Yeah.
And I'm a young kid. I wasn't drinking that much. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And the next day he says, what's your phone number?
Yeah.
I think it was Saturday. On Monday morning, he calls me, he says, what are you doing this Friday?
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing. He says, I got a gig for you in Hyde Park.
Oh, wow.
How much? I think it was 5,000.
Hyde Park. Wait, Hyde Park way.
Like, there was a small club on the left-hand side.
Opposite Hyde Park Shopping Center.
Shopping center.
I met you for the first time there. Remember that event we booked at? But that night was actually very slow. But I met you at that club for the very first time, bro. That's when we met.
Vincenzo, I remember I remember.
I think it was me, Fat Joe, and you on the lineup.
Yeah.
Hold up. Me and Fat Joe split 1,500. You paid how much?
Hey, I'm like, I'm going crazy, bro. I'm like, look, 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vincenzo. I'm like, during the record,
Yeah.
you can imagine 5 hours then.
Wow. No, but it means Vinny has been doing that for a lot of people then.
Yeah.
Because when I was a student living on Empire Road, just outside Hillbrow, Berea, Yeovil, after the student at Boston, and I can't remember how Vinny got a hold of me to say, can you please come and fill in for me at the joint on Rocky Street? Because I think he was going to my game. And he literally gave me his crate of records. And he said, here, I need you to come fill in for me. I'll be gone. And he left me his crate of records. I went and I held it down the whole night at that place because of Vinny. I think he did the same for Fistas also.
Fellow good dudes, man.
So Vinny's been that guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so getting into the record business though. So tell us about Sugar Tracks. How did all of that start?
So like Sugar Track started with guys that used to work at House Africa. So me and Kanunu were hired to go back there. So yeah, we started working.
Was this after Kanunu had a fallout with House Africa after giving Glenn Lewis Café de Flore?
No.
That he
That's a story for. Oh my God,
guys, there's been record shop beef in this country, guys. Okay, for those that don't know the story, quickly. So obviously Glenn Lewis is doing compilations.
Yeah.
I'm also doing compilations. And then Glenn decides he's going to do things himself. So he leaves House Africa because he had a deal with Gallo. I also did the same, where I said to Tim and Vinny, guys, I'm going to start doing things myself. And I left and I signed to Gallo through Glenn's deal. And Kanunu is working at House Africa. Then Glenn opens up a record shop in Pretoria. Then the vinyl Café de Flore arrives. And then Kanunu steals a copy and gives it to Glenn. And then Glenn licenses it for his compilation. And then House Africa find out Kanunu stole a record to give to Glenn. I think that's how Kanunu was fired. And then a week later, Kanunu is working for Glenn at the record shop in Pretoria. And so Sugar Tracks happens, it's you, Kanunu, and who else? Was it owned by Joe Theron?
Yeah.
The owner of Hustler magazine.
Has the music magazine.
So
nearly before he was Kanunu, nearly Thabo. I remember why he became Kanunu because T-Bows came to the shop.
From Kaya.
From Kaya.
Yeah.
Like, can't be in the same flat, you're using the same name. So like with Sugar Tracks, Kanu Thabo Mukano. Right, Thabo, hey, you gotta change your name, bro. So my beats okay, JP back. It's a Pretoria. It's a Pretoria, like it's okay, JP Sang. Can I say you? Nah. But you have to change your name. Mukwelo Hama. Hey, so hey. And I think it was around Nick Holder days.
Yes.
So, okay. Hey, man, yeah. Hey, shit. So, the Cafe de Flora story. So, when we got fired from Sugar Tracks, he went to go work at House Africa. So, that's
why were you guys fired from Sugar Tracks?
Because we brought Nick Holder summer days. Nobody would believe the story. Royal Drums won, summer days. 200 copies stayed at the shop for almost 2 years.
Why?
Because nobody had the ear to listen to this one particular record.
Yes.
That's in Royal Drums 1.
Yeah.
So Joe says, it's not moving, bro. So what happened?
So you were fired because you bought 200 records because of your incredible ear. But because no one else was hearing
it.
Joe was like, you guys must go.
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. Did he at least give you Hustler magazines to leave with?
Yes, he did. And video tapes. And loops. and it was actually today, like you know, like true story. Like it was a Friday. And my father
But
felt
hold on. How did Joe Theron end up with a record store?
because he owned besides all these shops, he owned studios. Like he was doing Batsanga music and a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And thanks to you,
Yeah.
okay, Royal Jams One, Klamu played those 2 records on your show. It was on a Friday.
Sure.
We're about to get fired.
Yeah.
On Monday, people are requesting these 2 songs. Then we have to order 500 copies.
Oh, because they heard them on my radio show.
On your radio show, on YFM, yeah.
Yes.
And he's mixing, Klamu's mixing of those 2 records.
The way they spoke to each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now we order 500 copies and 500 copies of the same 2 records. Joe Theron comes back to me and says, you can have this shop.
You're lying.
Brother.
Lying.
That's how Soul Candy starts.
You are lying.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's how Soul Candy starts.
Did he sell it to you or did he give it to you?
He gave it to me, but sold it to me.
Okay.
I ran to Glen and Kanyani. I'm like,
Yeah.
partners.
Yeah.
They're like, Rastaman, sure. Sure. I'm like, money, I need money. So, you have to go back. You're like, that's true story. I went to Glen before Glen opened his shop.
Yeah.
I wanted him. I'm like, dude, you buy records for me all the time, Mosquito.
Yeah.
Like,
You never came to me. Yeah. Anyway, carry on. It's fine. Carry on.
like you working with, you're doing stuff with Tim and them.
Yeah.
And you're doing it. When we started, but I was like, hey man, if I approach you, you're gonna go, Tim, Vinny, and I'm like, I want to keep this on the house.
Sure.
Yeah.
So how did Harrell get involved?
They went to school with Gerard, Cleo, Boston.
No, Allenby.
Allenby
Yes,
campus.
in Bramley.
Bramley, yeah.
Yes.
Everybody, WHP, they went to school together and they'd come to the shop to buy music.
Yes.
So one of the guys that we used to work with, Gerard, Harold, said to me,
The juice. His father is Ali. Eli next all the areas on the continent.
you will have money. Sure. And Karim is in South Africa now. Like, I'm left alone here.
Yeah.
It was Lena P and Harold. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
So we speak. And I'm like, cool, we have to go meet Joe. My Jewish guy fucking says, like, we actually decide then and there. That's how it happened, just like this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm still waiting on Glenn's call. I should have called you.
I was ready, bro. I was ready.
I should have, like, it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting either on Kanyani or Glenn to call back.
Yeah.
So I actually overlooked other people, because the hopes were, like, especially Glenn's on, like, and you were doing Fresh House Flavor. Like, I'm like,
And it's flying at the
it's
time.
flying at the
Yeah,
time. I'm
yeah.
like, there is no way you're gonna leave Vinny and Tim to come join this startup. Yep, yeah. And how Soul Candy comes to become Soul Candy, we were at Carfax.
Okay.
There was a party, I was going up the stairs, so in that whole rhythm, we've just signed with Joe, and he gave us magazines and toys. And toys. And he was like, because you remember where Sugar Tracks used to be?
Yes.
Then there was an adult store next door.
Sugar Tracks was right next to the Hustler store in
Yeah,
Allenby. In by Allenby, not Allenby, man. By
Colette Drive.
on Colette. What was that campus called? There was a campus literally opposite. Was it Damelin? I think there was a Damelin next door.
That came after.
Did it come after?
It was just land.
Yeah,
Pawn shop and NNB up the road and Mivami here.
sure.
So when we bought, Sugar Tracks was, there were 2 shops, one in Cape Town, and like every next to Sugar Tracks is a
There's always a Hustler.
There's a so when we bought Soul Candy, we bought it with footstools, everything. A shop here in Cape Town.
And like in porn, in this industry, you get screwed, guys. Don't try it.
Yeah.
What happened with Soul Candy that eventually you were all of a sudden go phezulu. Were there issues with you and Haro?
Nope.
Yeah.
When we started Soul Candy, Phezulu was born the same day.
Yeah.
Same day. Like I just came up with the two names.
Okay.
Because I knew at some eventually the Jewish guy was gonna try to buy me out. I knew. And I'm like, and I could have I could have bought him out, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't, like, nobody bought each other out.
Yeah.
We got on. I was like, no. The reason why we shifted because local music was starting.
Yes.
And we needed to promote more. If you look at Mikonko, actually, Mikonko, like if you look behind the CD, you'll see a Phezulu record signed and they Soul Candy.
Ah, yes.
Because we started producing around that time. So we'd produce under Phezulu,
Yes.
but publish under Soul Candy.
Yes. So there was no beef then with
No,
you?
No, never. Even though.
And then walking away from a Soul Candy, though, you're walking away from what is now an institution. It's you guys are doing big things. There's big records, big releases, big compilations, but you still walked away from all of that. Why?
Like I say, it's like having twins. Having twins. So can you, like, I looked at it the same way. I was like, we need to expand local music.
Okay.
You know, because we're doing compilations that were hitting numbers. You know.
The numbers were good.
Yeah, the numbers were good. But I've been doing it. Other people just did not see the Phezulu sign.
Yeah.
But it's always been happening. So to grow the industry bigger, I mean, when we speak about Duda,
Yeah.
like Dr. Duda,
Yes.
or on your albums, for instance, that was through Phezulu, Soul Candy. Even then, you know, and I was pushing to produce more local music.
Sure.
And my partners were like, MB, like, no, we have to meet the quota. I'm like, no, let's go 100%.
Yeah.
Let's go 100% local.
Let's have the balls.
Like, let's have the balls to make 100% local.
Yes.
And I'm like, nope.
Do you often get frustrated at how, because you have the ear that you have, many never necessarily saw the A&R genius that you were, and it was only later that they'd realized, like, oh shit, he was right. Was it ever frustrating that I must convince my partners that we need to order 500 of this record? They want to order 10 or 20. You're like, guys, let's order 500 of this record because your ear is your ear.
Yeah.
Tell us about the frustration of having vision when others are not seeing it.
Yeah. I think from Joe, like when I said, like what happened with Cafe, with Nick Holder,
Summer Days.
So when it became Soul Candy, I did everything. So there was no frustration really. It was frustrating maybe trying to license records.
Yeah.
Because people are not hearing. They are, working with Mark Corner and everybody, they're like, no, they don't show, like, plays It's a Lovely Day.
Yes.
And the sun is shining. People
Yeah.
are not hearing it. I'm like, let's go.
Guys, just trust me on this
Trust
one.
me on this. Kabzela, like, it's doing the Congo video, and I'm like, hey, it's okay. No, sure. I think that was the frustration when it came to licensing. Because we're at the forefront and we have to beat fresh. That was a target.
Oh, yes. That was before I joined, what do you call it? Before I joined you guys. And Shia.
Before the definition of sounds. But
Yeah.
like the mission was to beat you,
Yeah.
Vinny, and
Glenn.
And Glenn.
Yeah.
Glenn,
And Oskido.
Yeah, and Lil Skido.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Skido. And I mean, I looked up to Vinny so much that I was like, okay, cool. We're not playing with Fresh and Mosquito.
Yeah.
And then Vinny will attest to a lot of things. Like I say, cool. And we put a lot of effort on Kanyani's albums.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because
Kanyana's albums were all special. All of them. All of them. And you can tell that the way they were curated was different to anything else you guys were releasing.
Yep. It had to beat you, bro. Put a lot of effort. Hear about pretty. Boy, touch the sky, boy.
Yeah.
Master.
Yeah.
Fady.
Yeah.
Petting number.
Sure.
Yeah, like a lot of records, Troubled Man, and then we're hitting them this year.
Speaking of relationships, you've built quite a few relationships. Here's one of them.
What's up, everyone? This is DJ Claude, aka Claude Baloi, and today we're speaking about a very influential guy that's done a lot for DJing in this country, that's opened up doors almost for everyone, directly or indirectly. A huge tastemaker, the biggest influencer in my life, and my mentor. I grew up with this guy and I've known him for like probably about plus minus 30 years. We grew up in the same neighborhood. He's the first one that actually put me on in terms of DJing. He's the first guy that actually gave me a job at Soul Candy. That's where I started. And then he's basically the same guy that introduced me to certain sounds and opened up my ears and my eyes towards this whole music thing that we're doing. He's the first guy that really shaped my technical ability as a DJ, and he actually encouraged me to find my certain sound and continue from there. So this guy has done a whole lot for me individually, but he's done a whole lot when you think about it for South Africa as a whole, in the whole DJ community and everyone. He's actually opened doors to everyone, mostly artists, DJs, and from the things that he's done, he's actually not getting enough credit, I think, according to me. He has built up a legacy that cannot be demolished at any time soon. He's one of the best guys that has ever made a difference in my life. So for everything that is done for me, I am grateful for everything, for introducing me to everyone, for introducing me to Fresh, for introducing me to the music, for introducing me to Mosquito, your Vinny's, your Crystals. And one day, I really found my way in my career path from there.
Tell us about your
And for
relationship.
that, I'm truly grateful for my brother. Thanks a lot, bro.
Tell us about your relationship with Claude.
Oh my God, Mr. Baloy.
Yes.
Where do you start? It's always been the kid, that kid around the block. He's my young bro.
Yeah.
Him, Brian Black, him, but like Claude. I would like, when we're speaking about compilations,
Yeah.
like everything that I have, I owe to Claude too.
Yeah.
And Smalley.
Sure.
Smalley and Claude. Jimmy. But Claude, he's like my left, right hand. We're brothers. I can't say he's a friend, no. Like everything, like Soul Candy, Stereo Candy, he's always been there.
Sure.
From the beginning. Like everything I have is with Claude.
Sure.
And Jimmy. Honestly, like he's always been that kid. To me, he's everything. Like I say, everything is between those two boys.
When there's conflict between brothers or business partners, how do you generally handle issues of conflict or not seeing eye to eye, or maybe even feeling betrayed for whatever reason? Like, where do you go? How do you resolve conflict in your relationships?
Firstly, home, bro. I'm very well grounded. Home, mommy, aunts, and a friend of mine called Kulisa Jobe.
Okay.
He's the silent one. Like even with licensing, he's the guy that go-to guy. Even till date, like he's when you say conflict, so he knows how to balance like conflict.
Yeah.
Like and guide. Like in an honest opinion. Obviously he'll take my side more, but he'll push me towards thinking logically and not be misguided.
Have you ever ignored advice you were given and looked back and said, shit, they were right?
All the time. But with that, I mean, success comes with...
But what would you say has been maybe your biggest oops because you didn't listen to advice?
Should I say it here?
You must say it. Dog, if you don't say it here, where are you going to say it?
The biggest oops would be like, honestly, like we can take it back to Freddy.
Yeah.
Kanyani. And you'd say like, dude, like you mustn't drink when you get older. Like he was anti, like, you know,
Yeah.
like
He's always been a sober guy.
a sober guy. Yeah. I think that would be it. And even Vinny saying one day to me, you know, when you start producing, you won't be, your ears gonna fly away because now you're gonna be focusing on the stuff that you're doing and not giving people your taste.
Sure.
And that's very true though, because now you want to play your own music, Dr. Duda, and this and this. But at the same time, like, you know, there's that. But those were the biggest oops I think in this career. Yeah.
Let's move to fatherhood. You're a father of how many now? 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 that you know of.
No, 4 that are there. 4 that are there. And happy birthday. It's actually my son's birthday tomorrow. He's turning 21.
Oh, flip.
My second one, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name?
Kai. Joaquin Dalo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about managing relationships and co-parenting and having to show up for these little people. I mean, they didn't ask to be born, and we dragged them onto this planet. That's why they arrive crying, because they're like, why am I here?
Yeah.
How have you navigated co-parenting? Also, because you're co-parenting with more than one baby mama.
Baby mom, yeah. It's been quite challenging, bro.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, that's been the most challenging aspect of, let's say, of this career. Like I think many musicians, if you've got more than one baby mama, it becomes dramatic. Dramatic. Yeah.
How dramatic has it gotten for you?
DJ. Steve. Stop it. I like it. Hey, man. Extremely tumultuous.
Yeah. And how do you manage that, though? Because it has to be managed.
Yeah, it has to. I mean, like I said, bro, solid family.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I asked one of the mothers of your children for a voice note. She's like, I don't know what to say. He's just the father of my child.
Which one?
No, I'm not mentioning names.
Yeah, they actually call, everybody called in the morning. All the baby mama was like, no, please don't be late. Please don't be late.
And what did you do? You were late.
Yeah. I was late. Hey, Olivia. Everybody, I love you, man. I love you lots. Like, no, we're all one big happy family.
Yeah.
But it's just been.
Is there anything you look back at and say, I could have handled this differently, or I could have done this better, either as a man or as a father or as a boyfriend?
I think in the quest of loving the music, I could have been a better dad. Like, honestly, like I would have been, but without that child, then there'd be no coffee, there'd be no shimza, there'd be no, you know, like it's.
So you became a dad elsewhere?
Yeah.
In the industry?
Like in the industry.
Yeah.
Maybe not present towards my own children.
Yeah.
Because I had Claude, like I said, like, you know, but I did not give them enough time, especially in the early stages, because I was focusing on building our country to become
the dance capital
that it is. You know, that's in any war, the sacrifices. But my sacrifice was my children. But we're back at it.
And now that they're older, what conversations do you have with them about responsibility, about stepping up?
It's easier thanks to the baby mamas. You know, that's why, like, it's been hard, but over time we managed to work it out. And they know their role. But life is not easy. It's they're going to meet challenges. Yeah.
So when you date again, do you report that there's a new one, or do you just they must mind their own business?
But I think at this age, I mean, dude, you're not going to meet somebody with no children, you know?
Yeah.
So you bring 4, somebody else brings another 3. So that's the life that we live in. Yeah.
We have in fact, speaking of baby mamas, we have a message from someone that dated one of your baby mamas when they were still in high school. It's a very small industry. Yeah, take a listen.
What's going on, big dog? This is Ricardo da Costa from Soul Candy Records. I just thought I'd pop you a message to say a few words about your guest of honor, Mr. DJ Mbuso, someone I know for many, many years and go way back with. Met him for the first time at Sugar Tracks back in the day. I used to run Mental Groove Records and ultimately Retro Music. When he and Harrell founded Soul Candy, our paths eventually joined when I became part of the team, but he had moved on to, Pezulu Records, and we've always had a tremendous amount of professional respect for each other, and I consider him a friend. I see Mbuso as someone who was really the first one to break through the godfathers of House Allure, the guys that set the table that everyone's eating from at the moment. Yourself, Fosquito, Vinny, Chris. He was the first one to really break through to almost give people a sense that, there's this new wave of talent that's coming through his productions, through his compilations, which, ultimately became multi-platinum selling CDs and compilations. Yeah, man, a true maverick, and someone that will always be synonymous with the South African dance culture. And a little bit of a personal note that some people may or may not know is that his baby mama was my ex-girlfriend in high school. So, yeah, a little fun fact. What a legend, what a gentleman. And much love to you, my guy.
Yeah, big up.
Tell us about your relationship with Rick.
Hey, bro. In this quest and this journey, music, everyone's playing 45. Horny. Gender is horny. Yeah, so where do you reckon?
Do you know that majority of the 45 RPM records I bought from Ricardo at Mental Groove? I think Tulani, the warrior, worked there.
Yeah, they did, yeah. So that's the story. So we go there all the rave guys are playing the record normal speed.
Yes.
So we can drop it.
All the speed garage.
Speed garage.
Yes.
And Rick and everybody's looking at us. They're like,
what are these blacks doing?
Yeah, what are these blacks doing? I remember Spiro one day like, Peppermint Jam, like, dude, I can't give you records. You're gonna play wrong speed. You're gonna play. It says, how do 10,000 people dance to this? So Rick would, because he was a friendly dude, so would sick, and I would explain to him, that's how we grew.
Yeah. In fact, that's how Kwaito was born. Kwaito was born from slowing down records so much
mid-tempo,
that they became mid-tempo.
It's impossible.
Don't you find it amazing how often people you're destined to associate with, you'll always cross paths with along your journey? I mean, you look like, for instance, at a DJ Monday. You guys met at record shops in Hillbrow. You know what I mean? You look at someone like Rick. You guys were meeting in the East End. Kanti, one day you're gonna be together at
the shop
at Soul Candy. In fact, pretty much 99% of people you end up within a circle, you encountered along that journey. Am I the only one who finds it like a mind fuck? That eventually we gravitate towards each other somehow.
Yeah. So moving me, it was a plan. It's always been fair. I'm gonna bring all of you white people, like black people, Indian people, everybody, because we're creating this country.
Sure.
This country, seven zile. Sebenzile remoho.
Sure.
You know,
But you've always been that guy. I think you and DJ Pepsi were already crossing over before anyone else was crossing over. I only realized how much I'd crossed over after Fresh House Flavor 4, for instance. Or was it Fresh House Flavor 3? When DJ Kresos, not Christos, Kresos from Pretoria, and Cisco Mlambo, they booked me for a gig in Hatfield. No, in Brooklyn. They booked me for a gig in Brooklyn. And the only other time I was playing in Pretoria was at LS, when Vinny and Christos were booking me at LS. So all of a sudden, I've been booked to play at some place in Brooklyn. And I get there, the first thing when I walk in, it's 90% white kids. I'm like, hey, man, nah. You know what I mean? I felt like General Custer on some, when did all these Indians come from? I felt like General Custer. It's like all of a sudden there's like 90% white kids. And all of them are happy to see me. So I had no idea a Fresh House Flavor had crossed over.
do you think you would cross over? Like if you didn't know, you were crossover from one, but even before the compilations.
Yes.
Like you were crossover, like you just didn't see yourself.
In fact, I only realized it later, for instance, how many white kids were tuning into my radio show on YFM. Because obviously YFM was a radio station targeting black youth.
Yeah.
So you take it for granted that it's black youth, it's kids in the townships that are listening. And only later, when, for instance, someone like, what's her name, man? She plays vinyl.
Lady Leah.
No, she still plays vinyl now, man. What's her name? No, man. White girl. How can I forget? She's going to be so upset.
That's why Lady Leah.
No, man. She's like busy, booked and busy. She told me literally last year that when she's a DJ because of me on YFM back in 98, she'd come back from school and listen to my radio show. And on some, I want to do this one day when I grow up. So it's things you're not aware are happening because you're in them. And it's in hindsight that you realize that these are the lives I touched and I had no idea.
All of us, we touched. No, you the cuts, bro. You the cuts. I'm sorry, but you the cuts. You the cuts. Like you think, like just being on your show, like back in the days, like you the cuts.
Yeah.
No, big up. I will say thank you to Greg Maloka
Yes.
and Leo Main.
Yes.
But you the cuts, bro. You've always been the issue for all of us. Like in the white culture, they're like, no, I'm like, you got to listen to Fresh.
Yeah.
What's the station? YFM. But you were crossover way before.
I thought it was you and Pepsi. No, don't say.
Yeah, they don't get you because you're already DJ. But dude, you've always been that dude.
In fact, speaking of my radio show on YFM, so for those that don't know, I had a feature called the Mad Half Hour. It started off as just a mixed feature on my afternoon drive show from 1997, and then it became a DJ competition. And it became so popular that in January, by the end of Jan, the diary would be full of DJs for the whole year. The whole year. And I think that is where you and QT competed on my... To this day, people still argue about who won, you or QT. Here's QT.
Hey, what's up, DJ Fresh and the WAW family? It's DJ QT here. Man, you've got a legend there, DJ Mbuso. I've known Mbuso for a long time now. I think he was still in Valtech.
Yeah.
That's where his career started booming. And I actually met him through my brother DJ Mavusana from Pinville because Mbuso used to come to him. Now, this guy was making waves and he would go overseas, brother, to go buy vinyls there.
Yo.
And by the time he comes back, he would come with some exclusives that we were never going to get in the next, I don't know how many months to come, you know? So I think this is where he started even thinking of opening a record shop, which I believe his first record shop was Sugar Tracks. Later, they opened Soul Candy. But yeah, man, I think where Mbuso got to know about me is when we were competing at your show on YFM, the Mad Half Hour. There was a competition that was called the Camel Vinyl Meltdown.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the one. And I competed with Mbuso there. He just knew me as a young boy, little versus brother, you know? But that's where he started noticing that, damn, this guy can play when we competed on that show. I actually beat Mbuso on that show. But because his name was starting to boom already, he got more calls. And he played a stupid song, got 4. And he didn't even mix it. He just threw in the song. And then, people went crazy because it was a hit at that time. Then he got more votes. Anyway, I got to work with the guy at Soul Candy Records. We started making compilation albums. And yeah, man, this guy played a huge role in the music industry. He's a legend. DJ Mbuso. Keep rocking, my guy.
I won, brother. It's like watching a football match.
And I remember that head-to-head between you guys. And the way you just threw in that God 4 was awesome. You just dropped the mic and say, I want to end this with the biggest song right now on the dance floor.
like your desk was like this. And I mixed it from the other side of the text. Because I was like, what's in so I'm thinking everybody, you remember there was no cell phone. Fine, Mbuso. But he's mixing. That was the toughest competition. And you were like, oh my God, if you could see this. So everybody's thinking,
Yeah.
Because it just sounded, and with just your voice saying, because you remember, I remember that mix video, and I was just went,
I used to hype you guys up.
yeah, but I mean, even today, Michael G, bro. I'm sorry, man. That day.
Oh, yeah, you also clap
All of them. Which one didn't clap? He was so angry, but I was like, I love you. Love you.
I remember there was one showdown. I think it was DJ Jaws. I can't remember versus who. And DJ's Boo was the judge.
Yeah.
Jaws had a piercing here. Like a stud.
Yeah.
No, he had like a stud
yeah.
under his lip. So he looked like these angry goth white kids that will shoot up a school in the US. That's what Jaws looked like. And I remember Boo was the judge. And I believe he robbed Jaws. Jaws should have won, but because I'm not the judge, so Boo's like,
Just playing against who?
I'm trying to remember who Jaws played against.
Yeah.
But the way Jaws looked at me and Boo when he walked out of the studio, I thought he was going to kill us. With that look, I mean, he gave us this look on some, I'll be waiting outside. And Boo's hiding under his cap. Because Boo would put his cap all the way down so no one can see him. And then he'd just make notes. And then he's speaking to the mic, but we can't see his face. Because all of us, obviously, these kids that he's judging are here.
You see, QT still angry. He's got that anger. Because everybody was like, outside that bedtime studio.
No, but had you not dropped that God 4, though, surely QT won. No?
Dude, it's like soccer, bro. I'm like, it's like soccer. Like, no one's going to say, like, it's who won? I scored.
It doesn't matter that someone threw a ball.
Yeah, what's your 10, 9, 7, you're getting pop.
Yeah, the fact that someone slipped earlier on doesn't matter.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Like, in terms of blending, oh my God. Because he played all the records, like his brother knew exactly which records I didn't have.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna hit them with the new school.
No, and his set was clean.
Clean.
It's clean.
He still is. It still is.
He's always been that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Like, he's very tidy. He's very.
And when because you also had the power of your name behind you.
Yeah.
You were allowed to throw in a speed garage song that you didn't really mix in.
Double panga.
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, dude. What did you do? Yeah, dude.
There's another guy you have a relationship with. Let's talk about this guy here.
Hola. This is China. Grootman, the gentleman you have right there with you in studio.
Yes, sir.
An industry trailblazer who holds a very, very special place in mine and many other people's hearts. I call him MB. Holmes. One of the realest, most selfless guys you'll ever meet. A true legend of the game. Grootman lebala, iteletse tse ngata. Re di bone ka yena. True story. If you know, you know. Nonetheless, MB, my brother, I just wanted to take this time to thank you for being the first person to ever believe in me from the get-go. Your guidance and nurturing helped me develop the brand name that is widely known as China today. I shadowed you for many years. Not once did I ever feel unwelcomed or feel like I'm overburdening you. Be my brother, I've got nothing but love and huge respect for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you've done for me. I wish you a long and successful life. Remember to always keep the passion, my brother. I know you're probably teary at this moment, but for those who know, that's just you being you. If I'm over Badelam, one love.
Tito.
Tell us about China.
Chikona fair.
Because I met China through you.
Yeah. This is the
If I met China through you, and then he also used to mix on my radio show on the Mad Half Hour. And I remember he came through with his girlfriend, I think, who later passed away. So that's my last memory of China, meeting him through you.
Yeah, man. These we're brothers and brothers. Like it's a whole long list of Claude. That one. But Chino is like blood. His brother Temba is good friends with my brother. You know, we all grew up at home in the garage. Like everybody just mixes. It's left hand. Like it's like with Claude. I should say a lot. Like it's a family.
There's a time we almost lost China. He was in hospital for a while.
Yeah.
How did you navigate that emotionally?
Bro.
Because all of us were worried.
Yeah.
So I can imagine you that is that close to him.
It was for you. It was the hardest thing. The hardest thing because he's a tough dude. He smokes, he doesn't drink. He's very disciplined, like extremely disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, having to go through China's in hospital. Dude, seeing China not speak was the hardest. Claude was like, dude, it's gonna be hard for me to go back because he's always the one that's the strongest amongst all of us, you know. And now seeing him weak like that was not it was not a humbling, but he made it. Look at him now; he's chubby as hell. He's bigger and stronger.
How does almost losing a friend like that affect the relationship afterwards? How does it change it, if at all?
I think for us as a crew of gents, you know, I think it's from the South, like we hold each other, like we call each other bows.
Yes.
Because everybody's a boss. You know, so we always hold it down. If this one's not here, the other one's there. And we are collective.
Yeah.
So it becomes seamless. It's a seamless journey of symbiotic. It's like body, pose. No one is over the other one.
Sure.
So we hold it down. Like that's how we're stronger together. Maybe weaker but like we're stronger together.
Sure.
Like we actually don't see. Like when there's financially in life, cars, you know, like.
So as long as all of you all are together, no one will ever go hungry.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Let's talk clubbing. Because this town, at least Johannesburg, has seen legendary clubs. You know, whether it was people going to 115 on a Sunday morning at 8, coming from other clubs.
Reality.
You and Stage nightclub, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Tell us about you and Stage. What was the relationship? Stage nightclub was literally behind Mnet in Randburg.
So Stage came.
And Stage was hot around 1999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Stage was pumping. when you say crossover, like that's what I think about. Like I'm like you, Fat Joe, man, Pepsi, ish Pepsi.
There was a night at Stage where it was pumping so hard. There was condensation dripping from the ceiling. The building was literally sweating on us. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I've never forgotten that night.
Peppermint jam.
Sis.
Yo, dude, Pepsi cried when he had to leave stage.
Yeah.
He cried, and we were there. Like, he's like, dude, thank you. Ungadingile stage.
Yeah.
Yo, Mbuso is senior. But big up. The stage was the club. We were crossover. Pepsi had the vision.
Yes.
Crossover. When you say crossover, like when Ricardo and them would say, what happened? I'm like, no. Stage is a no 45 type of nightclub.
Yes.
We're playing,
It's
I'm honey, like that tempo.
It's where white kids and black kids meet.
Yeah.
And we're there for the music.
For the music.
We're there for the music.
No pass out.
And when we finish, we go to 115.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, and there was no pass out until 12.
Yes.
The only club that was charging $100 in 1999.
Sure.
Crazy. Like insane. From there, reality, then 115.
and I think the no pass out before midnight was actually brilliant because people also would come early.
Yep.
And by 9, 10, it's fucking pumping. I'm like, where are these people from? It's
It was crazy, bro. Yo, because it was free before 10.
Yeah.
It was. Then it's just there's fresh and Fat Joe, like, bro, crazy.
Yeah.
Polo.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Would you go back to running a venue? And what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts on clubbing currently?
It's.
In fact, is there even clubbing anymore?
No, there's no clubbing. No. That's why, like, when you say, what do I say? No, there's no clubbing. Like, especially in black culture.
Sure.
We've worked so hard, but the clubbing was dropped.
Yeah.
Like clubbing as we know, like in dance music.
Where I'm there for the music. I'm there to dance, and I'm gonna leave tired, educated, and without my voice.
Yes.
Because I sang along to my favorite song, but also heard shit I've never heard before,
yeah.
and it was just as good.
Yeah. Maybe because we're older, like I don't see it.
Yeah.
Everything is about a bottle of Hennessy and this and that, but the culture, which is sad. I mean, we've worked so hard. My piano's here, it's rocking, but they're not dancing.
Sure.
They're not dancing to my piano. They're dancing to the bottle, not to the music. Nobody goes out there for the music. They go there to speak about the Hennessy and the...
Who was a VIP?
Yeah, VSOP.
Who did Mbuso rivalry?
With exactly, you know? I'm like, what does VSOP stand for? But they drink it. They don't know what it stands for. You know?
What do you say to people who say, you guys had your time, you guys are just bitter and twisted and old. Leave us alone.
I'm like, we're still doing it, aren't we? We don't like, and we go support them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to have these comments, you must go to the clubs. You must go to my piano. I go listen to my Parisa.
Sure.
You know, I could come listen to you when you play. Like, I'll go club hopping still. Because you want to be current, you want to know what's cutting. But it's sad when you look at the younger generation not dancing.
Sure.
That's the sad part of it.
Let's talk about drug use in the industry. Because, for instance, I started seeing ecstasy in our scene for the first time probably around 97, 98.
Yeah.
I think there was an Armand van Helden concert at Nazareth. And a friend of mine offered me a pill. And he's like, I was like, and at the time I don't even drink a lot. And I'm there with my girlfriend. And it's someone you know, but I'm not here to blast people and say they used to pop pills, because dude used to pop pills a lot, you know. And he's like, no, then just take half for now. So I took half, and it did nothing to me. So I was like, oh, I'm missing nothing. So I left it. No, I left it.
Okay.
Let's talk about the drug use at the time and just your journey with alcohol, substances, etc., etc.
In the black industry, like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
Because you go to white clubs, you get exposed to all these things.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's always been there. Like, you know, like they gave you half. They're like, and you're like, nothing is happening. take another half.
Take another half.
And you're like, you're wasting it. Like, what's going to happen? Like, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening.
The time the mouth is dry. Nothing will happen, we guys.
Because you're expecting this feeling.
Yeah.
Like, because it's different to drinking alcohol, because you don't get drunk. You just, like, it's an comfortable feeling. So seeing all of that happening, and it's another JD. Yeah. But speaking, if I had to describe drug use in the industry, parts of it can be healthy for the industry.
Tell us more.
Like healthy in the sense that people will lose their minds, like people drinking alcohol. But at the same, it could be negative because people can lose themselves too much around over-exerting with substance. If nyope was legal, nobody would do it. Like, because when we speak about drugs and clubbing, and we speak about drugs, like, when you speak about ecstasy and nyope, totally different feeling. You know, so we have to look at it and engage with certain drugs are good for dance music. Certain ones are not.
What of addiction and overdosing though? Because that's the slippery slope, obviously, surely.
Yeah, it's that half people saying nothing is happening, then you can overdose because you're expecting this feeling, but nothing is happening until something goes wrong. That's what I'm saying. People need to be educated. I think more than anything, it's impossible that kids won't try them out. It's like smoking.
So are you saying, for instance, I'll give you an example. There's a lady I know who is a sister at a pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I used to go there for my vitamin B shots. But she also had a little shelf of other bottles. And she used to tell me that I tell my clients that I'm not going to tell you not to use steroids. I'd rather say to you, if you insist on using steroids, let me administer it for you properly at a dose that will not kill you. I'd rather help you do it right than say go do it there in a corner and then you're gonna go kill yourself.
Thank you. That's.
So is this you saying if it was guided and maybe not criminalized, there might be less deaths, for instance. You might be able to even tax it. We might as well go all the way.
Then people would not take it, you know. It's like this entry. Like you just explained it nicely, and this is the platform.
Remove the novelty.
Yeah, remove the novelty from it. And you know, like my mom one day went to go buy my son a Hubley.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, I took your son to go buy this thing. I'm like, what? I mean, you know, they put weed in that thing. It's like, we said I'll go.
Also, your mom told your son on a Hubley shopping spree.
I'm like, you know, they put weed in that. No, not on my vape. You know, because there's education around, because what is a drug, what is not a drug?
Yeah.
You know, because the same Hubley, other people put nyombe, other people put this. So education and be honest conversation.
And you know, one of the reasons I've never been a drug user, as it were, or even ran a risk of becoming a drug addict is because in high school I had this obsession with reading about drugs. So I can tell you what every single drug does in your head, to your body, even to your kidneys, because I read so much about it.
Like you take steroids?
I read so much about it. No, hold on. I read so much about it that I know what I don't want in my body, for instance. And it's back to what you're saying, that if we educated ourselves more, we'd know precisely what we're getting ourselves
into. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, for instance, at our age, I would encourage anyone our age to microdose testosterone, because your testosterone levels drop. So find a doctor who will help you microdose. Because at our age, a lot of us are dating girls in their 30s and early 40s, and you must keep up, Kayla. And if your test levels are probably high, There's no round 2. In fact, you might be lucky to get 1 round. Satesh babies must be something I drank. Let's try in the morning.
It does I'm up into 8 in the morning in the middle of the second. Nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening.
What's happening, brother? What's happening, brother? Or no, Jabu is not Jabu today.
Jabu does not want to borrow also. Everyone that we have spoken to talks about your kindness, how hospitable you are. And we had Harrison Crump here last week. And Harrison Crump speaks about how when he came here, you opened your door to him and said, no, come stay with me, your family. Let's hear from Harrison before we hear from you.
Yo, this is your man Harrison Crump, the Crump star. Yeah, DJ Mbuso, the man, the DJ, the legendary. Yeah, I know one day, this crazy story, we went out playing one night. He was DJing, I was DJing, and the Saturday night, and then I slept over his house, and we were, the next Sunday, we were trying to like wake him up. Like he was in his room, his door was locked, and we needed to go out. And I was like, man, this man will not wake up. Like he passed out. So I was like, how are we gonna get him out this room? We've been knocking for hours. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say it's some fire. So I was like, fire in the kitchen, fire. So come running out of the room butt naked. I was ready, didn't know what was going on. But we got the keys to get out the house. So yeah, it was a crazy story that I remember a while back. But big ups to the legendary. It wouldn't be house without DJ Mbuso.
Absolutely.
Peace. Thank you, Fresh.
Tell us what's your relationship with Harrison Crump.
Hey, man. I'm at work. Yo, like, you remember Miami in those days? Like, as we see him across the road, like, I think you guys were doing something else down the road. So with me and H. Harrell, we walked that way. Then I see him. I'm like, yo, man, aren't you Harrison? He's like, yeah. You, bro. Accent. Guys would know African. Like, it's white people. This with his manager, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, we the guys that license stomp your feet. Like, for real, dog? You the guy from Africa? I'm like, yeah. Harold's standing behind me like this. But we had gotten Heineken's before. And you know how expensive alcohol is. And the small ones, so I bring them in. I'm like, yeah, let's have a chat, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, tell me about Africa. I'm like, dude, when you come there, you're not going to come back the same.
Yeah.
And here we are.
He's never left.
He's never left. He's actually never left. But that's the first thing he asked me. I was like, how are there women?
Yeah.
I'm like, you will not leave.
Yeah.
He's here, he's married.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. And, Stomp Your Feet changed. Like how everybody was listening to guidance and everything.
Oh, yes.
H was making, from that trip, we went back to London. I walked into HMV.
Yeah.
I found a whole section that's written Harrison Crump.
Yeah.
We don't even listen to it. I just take the whole stack, one of each.
Yeah.
When I got here, I'm listening with Claudia. I'm like, which one's going to be? Which one's going to hit? Which one's going to hit? Ride. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000 copies of this. Licensing immediately. Exclusive. Which one? T Kanyani. Exclusive license. Dude, we'd call HMV to recoup. That came out many years before Stomp Your Feet. Right, actually.
Yeah.
And the tempo was proper.
Sure.
Because all his music is very jacking.
Yeah.
Because there's the Harrison Crump that black people don't know.
Sure.
Some of his best records actually are the harder ones.
Sure.
And Stomp Your Feet is one of them. Which
Absolutely.
is why it's not, I guess it's not so popular, because it's very, like we call it white music.
Sure.
Most, all his songs are very jacky. Ride is the only slow record
So,
that he made. Or maybe his new album too.
and it flew.
Yeah, it flew. Yo.
So at the time I was doing the afternoon drive show at YFM, there was a kid that loved you. Like, he loved you. He also loved me a lot.
Everybody loved you.
I remember there's a gig I did in Pretoria, and he sneaked out of the house because he wanted to come and watch me. But I think he was 15 at the time. I don't know how they found their way from the East Rand to Pretoria, but he found his way to Pretoria to listen to me play. He went back home, and his dad was waiting behind the door, and he got a beating of a lifetime. I've got that kid here.
Yo, Big Dog, it's Temba or Euphonic, whichever one you decide to use. For me, DJ Mbuso is the DJ that was up on my wall when I was a 14-year-old kid. I had posters of DJ Mbuso all around my room. I remember I used to cut up like all the interviews that he used to do, whether it was from the Y Mag or Drum Mag. And then my fondest memories of DJ Mbuso, and I'll tell you two of them. The first one is listening to The Matter of Hour. Basically, when they said DJ Mbuso is coming back this week, it was almost like Jesus was coming back, and he was coming back to save us, because every single time Mbuso came back from overseas or whatever trip he was at, whether it was in France or in the UK or whatever it is, he came back with the absolute fire and the music that would set the tone basically for the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
That's one of my favorite memories of DJ Mbuso. I even remember especially the Fresh Fruit records. He was one of those guys that was the first guy to break those records. And then my second favorite DJ Mbuso, I remember I was somewhere in Joburg CBD. I think it was around Gandhi Square. And Mbuso, I don't know how true the story is, but I think it was true. Mbuso had two identical BMW X5s. Now, this was at a time where you didn't think that a DJ could be rockstar at that level, where you have two matching BMW X5s, other than that, the guy is an absolute legend in my eyes. And I think a lot of us that are touring overseas now, definitely Mbuso set that path open for us. And I know for sure that, like, for me, Mbuso's the DJ that made DJing look so cool,
Yes.
but yet so effortless. Like, the guy didn't have to try. Like, he was just doing his thing and didn't care what anyone thought or what anyone would say. Another third legendary story is dating white girls, but I'll leave that for another day. But yeah, man, Big Dog, thank you for giving Mbuso his flowers. He's an absolute legend.
Tell us about Timber, Euphonic.
Thank you, Temba, big bro, Kent. Man, it's never like you started this whole revolution, like with that culture, the made of our culture. But through friendship and growing up, things became effortless.
Yeah.
Like, you actually don't understand the role that you play, that you still play, even in our culture. This just being here is reshaping. But talking about Timber is like, to me, like, as a kid, like Cleo, like Lababangi, like Jaws, but with a great ear and great stamina.
Yeah, Cleo,
eager to learn.
Cleo was my stand. Cleo in high school would take a train from Springs to come to a YFM bash at Electric Workshop. But because Cleo, I don't know if he's got narcolepsy, Cleo can pass out anywhere. Sometimes Cleo would pass out on the train, and he wakes up, the train is in Soweto. And then he must now take another train back to come to Park Station. And then the bash would finish at 6 a.m. Cleo would get on the train and go back home. And then Monday after school, he's outside my radio show. So these kids have been passionate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. So when I think of Temba, I think of actually Cleo. What you're talking about Cleo, and Temba's determination in the industry and his hard work has proven itself.
And his stubbornness. He's actually very
stubbornness.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Timba's
but
very
humble.
Stubborn, guys.
But extremely humble.
Yeah.
Like, because he learns from the best.
Yeah.
Stubborn towards greatness.
Stubborn about the things you firmly believe in.
Thank you.
You know, there's a time I called Temba to the side to reprimand him about something. He's like, my man, I didn't listen to my father. So I'm not going to listen to you. My father used to beat me. So when you're going to just come here with words. Yeah.
Bruv, you can't do this. You can't date that one.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can't buy that car.
Yeah.
It's gonna be too flashy.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, I want the same girls that you guys had. If I have to buy a Maserati, how's about that? Yeah.
So he talks about how, for instance, a lot of them are now touring.
Yeah.
But this is them running because you crawled and walked. What are your views on that?
Bro, everything was meant to be the way it is. You know, others have to go through the struggle, and walk the tubes and then the ropes of London,
and they mustn't be bitter when they see the ones that are flying and feel like that should be me. You played your role. You played your role.
Yeah, there's no beef. I mean, I still go to play overseas. If you say I was the first one, yeah, but first one of what? You know, it was meant to happen at that moment.
Sure.
You know, so I'd come back and tell stories, even before DJing, just going to London, how it feels like just getting off a tube, just getting off a plane and seeing snow. And so when we start DJing, I mean, I owe to, like, we speak about, let's say, in the culture, like, in black industry, I have to give thanks to the guys like Stuart Hillary, Jeff K, G-Force, you know, so because they played a huge role in, just say, me knowing what's happening outside there. My mother brought a tape of Love Parade, for instance, when I was 16. So that admiration of wanting to see Aman van Helden.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So, and being there with Paul van Dyk is like, now it's a whole different game, you know, Serge, everybody. So when it happens to us, we think, dude, I'm there. No, let's reach the moon.
Yeah.
Yep. We've taken, let's reach the moon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have one last voice note for you. And you know you have many relationships, but I had no idea you even intersected with the Somizi. Like I had no idea you intersected with Somizi.
Good morning, Tato. Oh wow, Mbuso. I haven't seen Mbuso in ages, but I don't know if he knows that he changed a part of my life or for the better. He started a revolution in the gay community I don't think he's aware of. So there used to be a place or a club or a pub or a restaurant called Horror Cafe. We all know it, our age group, in Newtown. And Mbuso introduced me to a song called Diamond Life. Welcome to the Diamond Life. And Mbuso suggested that I can't remember whether it was Thursdays or Wednesdays, and we call them Diamond Life. And from then on, there was an evening specifically for the queer community in the 90s. For the queer community, where I would host as a drag act and I would perform as a drag act, but I would feature artists, musicians who are my friends. And I remember there was one time where I featured Lebu and Brenda at the same time, same night. And we sang together, the three of us. It's so sad that there were no cameras. But Mbuso was the foundation of the Diamond life.
I have goosebumps.
Wow. Come to think of it now, it just gives me goosebumps. So that's how impactful he was. But more than anything, we've known each other. We both come from Soweto, and we just greet each other, and we just we come a long way. An amazing human being, very reserved, into his own lane, his own space. He does his things his own way. I mean, I've known him up until the Yeovil days. Wow, Mbuso.
Wow, so amazing. Wow, what a week.
Lots of love, my brother. If you have bad days and you think you haven't impacted the industry, you haven't impacted human beings, think of what I've just told you right now. I hold it dear to my heart. Lots of love. So easy, by the way. Sharp.
Love you lot.
Some jizzle. What a dude.
What a dude.
How do you feel listening to people talking about the impact you've had in their lives? And are you fully appreciative of that? Or like many that touch lives, it's something you take for granted still?
You know, it's like when you live life, you don't do things expecting something. Yeah, like you said, you know, like you see gay people. I don't see gay people, I see people.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do something different. I'm gonna come DJ, I'll be there. I don't mind, I'll DJ the whole night.
Yeah.
Just so that we could push music. Welcome to that time on life. I'm like, I'll call Brenda, I'll call you. I'm like, you just come to free drinks. You know, so the impact on, because you don't see the impact as you do things, you know, because it's a progress, it's a process. So I have tremendous respect. I mean, as kids, I know Somizi, you know, so who does not know Somizi?
Yes.
But I do not see a queer. I don't see a queer. I see an artist.
Yes.
You know, I've always been drawn to things that are artistic and respect, because it's part of the industry. You actually don't see, bro. Like, do you? I mean, if I had to interview you, how do you see yourself? Because this is writing, documenting our life. It's we keep going. Right?
And because you're in it at the time, you can really only see it from your rear view mirror.
Yeah.
And fully appreciate it then. Hence, I'm saying to you that my crossover ability, I thought only happened much later. But it happened from day one.
Exactly.
Like from day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's how it works.
So until you can look in the rear view mirror, often you don't fully appreciate yourself and the impact that you've had. But you understand the impact you've had, though. Like, can we agree on that?
Yeah. Oh, I still have, bro, like, dude, I mean, it's like, dude, like, you can name tear gas.
Yeah.
Like, my like hip hop, like, people don't know the Mbuso hip hop or Kwaito.
Tell us about that quickly.
Yeah.
The tear gas link.
The like when Valtech, my we went to the same class, you know, at DJ, at host hip hop nights. So they come to KO, you know, Natty Nice, everybody, you know, like everything started there. Like we did gay nights even, you know, but like, I mean, I don't know, Amu, like, you know, Magash, because before people were quite good, they were hip hop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, I'm about music. I've done everything. I've crossed paths with a lot of people. Tremendous respect for the scene. Christos played a huge role. A lot of people I could mention who could start from here. It's about the scene.
Yes.
And not what type of music. It's about the industry. It's about the love. You survive this industry if you respect other people and you've got love.
But sadly, our scene also has a lot of intolerance. So, for instance, there are people who are so deep house, they think everything else is shit. Versus I'm deep house and what you listen to is none of my business. But instead, it's almost like someone who got off their way to say, I'm a piano shit.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I enjoy jazz. You enjoy my piano. And it's okay. But there's almost like an intolerance and judgment that happens that where now you're not allowed to like other things. There are people who still say to Vinny Da Vinci, hey banda, you go to Amapiano gigs.
Yeah.
Like it's some blasphemous thing. Like it's a sin. There's a lot of intolerance. How do we, can we address it? Should we bother addressing it? Or should we just move on?
I think we should. Like, I think, why try to convince somebody? Like you in it for the deep house, right? You in it for the hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Some of us are in it for the love and for the music. Like if you want to be like, why should I be explaining deep house, light, deep house, deep? Because you know, deep. You know, people say they play deep house, right?
Sure.
And they're playing an Aman van Helden record.
Yeah.
They're playing Daft Punk.
Absolutely.
Naked like deep house. One more time. Fresh House flavor.
Yeah.
Fresh House is classified under deep house.
But it's very commercial. It's commercial as fuck. We released that shit to make money. We made a lot of it. We're not sitting there with Vinny saying, is this deep enough? We're like, will this move a dance floor?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's like you playing Dennis Ferrer. I touch the sky. How do you compare Dennis Ferrer to Glenn Underground?
Yeah.
You know, to Shaz. But because you compiled it, so it was. So they think everything like, you know, what's one? Look at Deep House. Deep House are fresh number 5.
Exactly.
Oh man, I miss it. Dude, can you play fresh number 5? Which song?
You know, someone would come up to you and say, let's track 5 from Glenzito, King, what is it, Mid-Tempo Millennium? I was like, my guy, I don't know track 7 of volume 5 of my own shit. Now I must remember what Glenn released.
Yeah. And it's mid-tempo.
And then it comes like, Mbuso, I'll that track from Glenn Lewis. It's like, I need the name, my guy.
Yeah, Zoko. And now, Uneko touch the sky.
Yeah.
And then you want to hit Lenzito.
Yeah.
How does that work? Yeah. You know these things don't go together.
Absolutely.
Tempo, Q125, in 98 BPM.
Yeah. My man, we're out of time.
Okay, cool.
But I'm going to play one last one.
All right.
Because I think this dude's contribution to the nightlife in this city, I feel, is not celebrated enough. I think he has run institutions of venues. I believe we need to give him not even his flowers. Someone must buy him a flower shop because of his contribution to the nightlife, and he continues to do it. Listen.
Yo, Fresh, thanks for the message. And thanks for the opportunity to celebrate MB, the man, Mbuso. It's Sky Herman from It's Personal Truth, All Good, Sublime. So many things we've done together over the last 25 years. And yeah, man. DJ Mbuso, what a legend. Probably one of the first guys that really transcended the black-white divide of the music industry, brought deep house to the masses, especially to the white markets. Was super instrumental in the late 1990s, in the early 2000s, setting up Soul Candy, first Sugar Tracks, then Soul Candy. Really a trailblazer for our industry. And one of the sweetest guys I know. The thing about Mbuso the first thing I think about when I think about Mbuso is that laugh, man. That infectious laugh. That if you hear from across the room, you know exactly that it's Mbuso. And I'm sure he's going to do it for you now. Yeah, man. I'm just grateful you're celebrating him and that we get to celebrate him. And really, what a legend, a pioneer, and someone I'm really grateful that I know. So big love to you guys, and Thanks for everything you've done and everything you do.
Thanks, Guy Herman. He's currently running Truth and a whole series of other events.
Yeah.
Do you feel we owe it to promoters and especially legendary venue owners for what the industry is and was? Or do we just carry on minding our own business? Because I'm big on we need to pay homage to people that are responsible for where we are right now. And I don't think we do enough of that.
Yeah.
And often we'll talk about legendary DJs, but no one will talk about how Sasha helped set up Stage Nightclub in Randburg with you and DJ Pepsi, for instance. The work Aldo used to do with Huzu, for argument's sake. You look at a place like Sublime with guys like Guy Herman. Do we big them up enough? Do we give them the flowers enough? Or do we not have the responsibility to? Maybe I'm just being sentimental and I must just carry on living my life and not give a fuck.
I think we need to take it further.
Yeah.
But your question is the bouncer.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the clubs that we did?
Yeah.
Be the same bouncer.
Yes.
From Sublime to that one, to that one.
Absolutely.
The same sweeper. Like, you know, we need to give homage to everybody, like the whole team in this industry. Like especially the bouncers, because they're the ones looking after us. The promoter, yes, for bringing the business. Because we all, like, part of this rhythm.
It's an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem. You know, basically, I mean, if there's a festival, the same bouncers at a club will be at the festival.
Yes.
You know, doing I'm paying a DJ, again.
Yeah.
You know, like, but yeah, big up to God. Like, and he's been a stand-up promoter, still is a stand-up promoter, very respectful. So big up to Guy and the staff. Because and the staff and the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My man, we're out of time. How long? Is this 2 hours? Okay, can we chop it up into two parts? Part 1, part 2? Or should we play the whole 2 hours?
Part 1, part 2.
Should we do part 1, part 2?
Yeah.
So can we agree on part 1, part 2? You're going to do the whole thing? Okay. Trevor wants to do it. Trevor is the boss here.
Yeah, Trevor. I remember even Trevor. On the show, I'm like, dude, you've got... But he's always been tall.
He's always been the tall guy. Yeah.
The tall guy from Durban, KZN.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I do, like... I'm going to use this opportunity to thank a lot of people.
Let's do that.
Yeah, like, starting from Mami, my friends that I grew up with.
I love how you call Oledi Mami.
Yeah. My brother, big bro, Tsepo, Kulisa Jobe, the whole crew that I went up with, Zanele, you know, all on the West, everybody, Soweto, BW, how can I forget Botswana, Tato, Dibs, you know, there's so many to mention, but everybody that's given me love, I respect and appreciate the love and the support that you've given me and the industry. Too many names to mention, the love, but BW,
yeah,
GC.
No, man, you have a ton of love in Botswana, like a ton of love. You literally have family in Bots.
It's in Bots, yeah. Like, it's my second home, bro. Like, but you know how I went there the first time?
Yeah.
Taxi, turntable underneath.
Yeah.
Free gig.
Yeah. And you took your own turntables?
Yeah, I took my own turntable in a taxi.
Yeah.
Tato. Then go pay the wedding.
Tato is DJ Tracks.
Tracks, yeah. Hey, man. Then we go DJ at the wedding.
Do you know Oskido used to do that? But talk about the wedding.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the story.
Then the wedding finishes. We go to a club. I start playing mid-tempo and mid-tempo bongo muffin.
Yeah.
I was playing Kenny Dope, 45. Bongo muffin. Ambu yomchela maloza yamliza.
Yeah.
Kum 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 kudu 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 kum 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 Kenny Dope. Dude, kabana di pula di fly so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy PR, kimang chakole.
Easy B is a promoter, by the way, in Botswana. He also please say, yeah.
Yo, di pula di so. I left the turntables there from a free party. So life is a journey, man. It's a destiny.
And you know, it's stories like that that often remind you of your own hunger and why you must not be surprised how far you've come. Because often we do these things, maybe even just for vibes. But when you look back and you add up every milestone, every crazy trip you took, every bad decision and good decision you made, you realize that, fuck, I've come a while. I've come away. I was telling you about Oskido. I met Oskido December 1992. You know Oskido and Ian Segola, who was at Radio Metro at the time. You know they had EV speakers. They had 4 speakers. Or was it 2 speakers and 2 bass bins? And turntables and a mixer. They'd put them, they'd go to North. No, it was Wanderers, taxi rank. Not Wanderers, King by Jube Park. It is Wanderers.
Yeah, but it's MTN though. Yeah.
No, MTN is North. No, MTN is Bree.
Yeah.
They were at North.
North, yeah.
So
But
Oskido lived at Castle Blenny in North, opposite the Botswana taxis. They would take that sound, load it onto a taxi, in the Botswana taxi, onto the trailer, with turntables. They'd get to Botswana, and they'd make little flyers. And there's a girl Ian was dating at the time, a lady, and they'd buy alcohol, make little flyers, and do a party at her house with the sound they carried in a taxi from Chosen. And then they'd sometimes spend 3-4 weeks in Pots, just doing little parties, building. Oskido built his career like that. Carrying your own sound cross border, bro. And we look at Oskido and we think, no.
That's
guy's been cautious. The love and respect I have for that dude, and how intentional he was about every single thing that he did, every single thing.
And still.
Nothing is a coincidence or a mistake. Coincidence. Mulume English. It's because we've been speaking for too long. I think our English bundles are finished now. Honestly.
Yeah, let's see. We've had Oskido, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Well, what a dude. What a week.
Yeah.
Big bro. Like his whole family.
Yeah.
Like he's a driver for for just the industry. The passion, even till date.
Yeah.
And Athama Fugate, let's not forget him. Man, there's so many to mention. Yeah, we'll talk for days, bro.
Mbuso,
thank you. It's been an honor.
Dude, the only reason you're here is because I was like, we can't just not honor the guys that have been doing this at the level that you guys have been doing this. It's the only reason we're doing this. And if I could do more, I would. But also think sometimes I feel I've done so much. You guys must just give me money. I don't want flowers. I want money.
I'm not offered you the record.
Give me flowers. I want money.
I give you the flower. Then I want money, bro. I don't want flowers. It's time. I need the money. Baby mama drama.
Baba, dude, we love you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we'll continue to scream your names in rooms you're not in. We'll continue to fly your flag in rooms that you're not in. And we'll continue to remind people that the industry is what it is because of people like you, because of sacrifices you made, because of decisions you made. Whether it was bad ideas or bad decisions or good decisions, it all added up. And the sum total is the industry that we have right now. So this is me on behalf of every DJ, producer, every kid out there that even just has a dream. That thank you, my dude.
It was all a dream. I used to read about it in hip-hop magazines.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
I used to read. Well, yeah, man. Nyabonga.
Yeah.
Nyabonga, cool.
So are we going to ignore the elephant in the room about, do you attract white girls or do you like white girls? Because you and Snow Bunnies.
I love people, bro. I love people. I don't see color.
You love snow. When I see you, I just informer. Mbuso color atime.
Yeah, it's DJ. What I'm gonna go travel with? I can't go travel like I'll be with a black one. They're like, and we see white one. They're like, She holds my hand. Don't look at that one. Oh, Kanjan. Don't look on your right hand side. I'm like, oh, I see why girls like. I'm not against that. I'm not against it.
You're not in control.
Guy is like, I'm like, dude, I'm walking. I'm like, he's the only black dude there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah.
The next morning, was it as good for you as it was for me?
It is what it is, man.
Yeah. Guys, Dr. B, DJ Mbuso, the original Snow Bunny Rock. When it was all a dream. When all we used to read is Drum and Bonner and Pace. He was already there by you and Hayes Genoot. Oh, fuck.
Bonner with Ace and Bonner.
Yeah. Bonner Pace. The drum. The guitar.
You magazine and you got a fan page.
It was a cover cam.
You got a cover cam.
No, but at least your Snow Bunny standard is 100%. How can I reject? I don't like guys who go for the ones, you know, who is at the top of the food chain? Yeah.
Man is struggling.
Yeah.
Ukhuluma kanjani nabantu njalo? Ukhuluma kanjani for social kanjani ingama usikhale nanje ukhuluma.
What do you guys talk about? Like when I was in Soweto, I used to smell tear gas. Now I want land. Give me land.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna take over. See when you date me. Yeah. When they take your farm.
Yeah.
You
BE. Oh, fuck, what a time.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing.
We'll talk forever.
Enough respect. Keep at it. That's all.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
New music, any releases?
Yeah.
Working on the
Loads.
Yeah.
Back in studio.
Yeah.
So there'll be albums coming out.
Sure.
Like watch April.
Okay.
Yeah, we're moving.
So from April, brand new music.
Brand new music.
Stuff you're working on.
I've always been working on records. Yeah. I don't know, the passion moved away.
I was going to say because you did kind of disappear from the scene for a while.
Yeah.
Where were you at that stage where you disappeared from the scene?
I just did not like what the scene, was happening. Sure. But making music, I was making music. Putting it out there, I just didn't feel, even DJing.
What was your state of mind at that juncture where you were like, I'm done with the scene for now?
Disappointment.
Yeah.
I think that's a big word.
Sure.
Disappointment of what I had anticipated. You know, like we did an album with Duda. Some things that I was trying weren't working the way that I wanted them to work.
Yeah.
And it just like every time you put out records, because you're used to making hit records.
Yeah.
And many years later, even now, like that time, that music is popular now.
Yeah.
But at that moment, at that juncture, it was heavy.
Sure.
Yeah, it was heavy. Dr. Duda. Why didn't Dr. Duda?
So what kept you sane during that period?
Family. Family. Children, family. Like, honestly, family, friends.
Sure. Yeah. And dating a girl with land.
Dating girls with land.
That will also give you hope.
I said, no hope. Dude, I'm taking over the country now. So I'm getting that hope. Come on. There's lots of hope here. You guys enjoy the music. Me, I'm leaving with hope now.
I'm busy pruning the trees.
Yeah, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a legend. He is DJ Mbuso. Shout out to him. Please tag him on social media, show him love, let's give him his flowers, as the cliche goes. But most importantly, brand new music coming up. Let's support, let's buy that stream. If you're not pirate it, just get it out there. That's all. Let's support every single artist and DJ and producer that's making an effort. That's all I'm asking of you guys. Mbuso, thank you very much, my dude.
Thank you. Pori, we're making a record this year.
You can look forward to Pori and Mbuso. I think
And Labza.
Pori just did a record with Tira, and it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's fucking hot. So I think there'll be a ton of collaborations
this year.
that you can look forward to. Coming to you from AM Studios, downtown Johannesburg. We're part of the Africa Podcast Network. Email waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. Shout out to Peva at Pezulu Works for all of the cinematography, and to Keletso Mudisake, our executive producer. She's a new mother, so welcome to Planet Earth, to baby Maran. We're done. Until next week, have a wow week in spite of yourselves.